Isang malaking asam. And thank you so much guys. Maraming salamat sa mga patuloy na sumusuporta dito sa Oso the Chismoso. And ako nga pala si Oso Bear na I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and my losses since 2017. 2021. I've been here since 2017. I'm trying to share you guys my wins and losses since 2021 ng August. And guys, kamusta ang mga nangyayari sa market? So kahapon or nung isang araw, isinad ko sa inyo na ang market natin ay aangat. Okay, pero the question is, will we be able to break this BOS? Which is, kung nanood ka ng previous video natin, eto, you'll be able to understand why the market will be going up. And I've been obsessing with the money flow and yung mga liquidity na naka-pending right now. So let's talk about Bitcoin first sa 4-hour time frame. So here, this is Binance chart. Okay? Then pag pinuntahan natin to, makikita natin siya na parang it's really going healthy. So, saan ako mag-flip na talagang bullish yung market at hindi siya nasa uncertainty or in parang waiting tayo on a brink of death. Okay? So, ito yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Pag bullish, katulad ng sinabi ko sa previous video, kailangan nyo umangat sa 16,000 tsaka siya magiging bullish. Okay? And same thing for this one. Pag bumaba naman sa 98, doon tayo magsasabi na tapos na yung bull market kasi masisira yung ating momentum. Okay, which is magkakaroon tayo ng bagong structure ng market. So sinusunod lang natin yung market structure and hindi tayo pwede magsinungaling kung yun talagang gusto nyong gawin at yun talagang gusto nyo ipakita, tsaka tayo magsasabi na the market is already bear market. Okay, so for the meantime, sa long term, I'm still bullish. Pero in the short term, we are having this huge uncertainty. So ngayon, we are now trying to wait for the BOS. So the question is, if double bottom to at mabasag to, diretso to sa moving average. Pero I cannot say right away na talagang magkakaroon tayo ng bull run right away. It needs to contest the moving average here. Tapos pa magstay tayo above dito sa BOS level na to, it will be a confirmed bottom already. Tsaka natin masasabing bottom na. Pero don't forget that I gave you this signal na this is the first bottom already. No? So that was a few days ago already. Sinabi ko sa inyo that the market is already bottoming and we might be seeing the first bottom for Bitcoin, pero not for altcoins because it is highly correlated yung price natin sa Bitcoin kung ano yung gustong gawin ng Bitcoin. So sabihin natin si Merl is the only asset that stays above as it is super believable doon sa price action ni BTC na bullish pa siya. So kaya nag-hold yung prices niya above doon sa bullish levels, which is nagre-reset yung ating volume, nag-reset din yung mga moving averages natin, pero mabilis yung reset. Pero pag umangat, malaki yung nagiging increments natin or yung nagiging move natin whenever we go up. So same thing with Credify. Pag tinitingnan natin sa Credify, parang on a contrast, si Credify baliktad naman. No? So we are seeing that we are looking for another low. So nangyari siya kanina. Then we are assuming that this is already the bottom for this asset. So sabihin natin, Credify, you are planning to bag more RWA na involved in liquidity, mga ganyan, etc. And I truly believe that RWA is one of those narratives talaga na mag-go pursue ng kung anumang liquidity injection yung mangyayari sa market. No? So not just mainly for Bitcoin. Hindi ko alam kung anong industries ang try natin ibuo sa buong cryptocurrency, not just Bitcoin, no, or Ethereum or yung mga favorite assets nyo na nasa higher cap. But one thing is also catching my attention is nung prediction natin sa Solana, no? So yung prediction natin sa Solana, bumagsak na siya. So that's why we were buying Solana at 186. Although bumagsak pa siya konti. Okay, I am still assuming that this market is going to recover like this way. Okay, hindi agad, pero it will recover this way. kung sakaling mag-hold tong moving average 50. Or else, kung hindi, it will crash back to 41 or at least 96 again. But for the last 600 days, sabi natin mula 2024, na-reject pa tayo dito. Na-reject tayo dito. So that's 1, 2, 3. And yung pang 4, once na umangat to, mababasag to at dediretso to sa $400 to $500. Okay? So that is just like my assumption kung titingnan natin yung liquidity and where am I trying to, kung saan ko ba ito nakukuha? Ba't ko ba ito naiisip? It's because of this post by Amy Nixon. So sabi niya, there is so much money, not in gold, not in Bitcoin, pero the question is where? So pag tinignan natin dito, money market funds, okay, total financial assets level. So ang sinasabi dito, meron tayong 7 point something trillion of money na nakaupo lang sa bonds na nag-accumulate ng trilyong pera sa dollars. So sabi natin 1% or MMF pile 7.4 trillion at 5% yields. So, ilan ang 5% ng 7.4 trillions? That's still billions, guys. At wala tayong billions. So, ibig sabihin, itong nakaupo na to, ang pinaka-reason ko kung ba't ko tinitingnan to is, hindi ko naman sinasabi na huhugutin natin to sa kung saan man. Pero, isipin nyo na lang. Okay? Kung may ganitong pera na nakaupo lang at waiting lang sa sasabihin ni Fed kung anong mangyayari, it will be a massive bull run. Okay? So, hindi ko sinasabi na sure ako na huhugutin yan tapos i-inject yan sa crypto. Of course, hindi. Okay? Pwede ipasok sa realty estate, sa gold, which is nangyayari niya sa gold. Kung nangyayari siya sa gold, then malaki din yung potential na mangyari din siya sa Bitcoin. Now that gold is already retracing, then there is a high possibility na mangyari din siya sa Bitcoin. Kasi nung nagre-retrace si gold, nakakita tayo ng influx sa Bitcoin. Pero going back to our defense here, so kung bakit I really think that the market is still in the area of consolidation, okay? Kung titingnan natin to, which i-explain ko to sa document, isi-send ko to sa mga nasa Meraki. Pero ang kaya kong i-share na chismis sa inyo is yung corporate treasurer's pilot. Kasi pag binasa mo tong mga comments dito mo rin makukuha yung idea eh. Okay, so ang sinabi doon, okay, this is an early signal, guys. This is already confirmed. Hindi na to chismis. So, ang sinasabi lang doon sa, kumbaga sa nabasa ko, ang sabi doon is new policy split treasury cash between ultra short bond ladders and a small hard scarcity bucket or BTC, ETF, and gold. So, medyo malalim siya masyado. Don't worry, i-explain ko siya sa inyo. Okay? So, to hedge policy risk. Okay? So, medyo nagigets nyo na dun pa lang. So, triggers tie to Fed funds, path, and real yield threshold. If payouts from cash fade, the barbell auto tilts towards the scarcity sleeve. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, this is how I understand. Yung mga kumpanya, isipin nyo na lang, naghahati ng pera, kumbaga, hinahati nila yung pera nila sa dalawang cycle. Okay? Meron tinatawag na safe short-term bonds at konting BTC and gold. Okay, so hindi natin alam kung gold or BTC or both. Okay, so pero that is very evident. Nakita naman natin siya sa gold. Now that bumabagsak yung gold, maangat yung BTC. So dapat doon nagkakaroon na tayo ng speculation. Para kumbaga kung bumaba ang kita sa cash, okay, ililipat ng kusa yung pera sa mas matibay na asset. Okay, so parang auto-adjusting na protection sa pabago-bago na ekonomiya, lalo na kung meron tayong geopolitical wars, etc. blah blah blah. Okay, so yun yung rason kung bakit I'm so interested in this one. Kasi ito yung tinatawag na cash rotation or cash flow or tinatawag din na fund rotation. So, umiikot lang yung pera natin kung saan mas mag-yield siya ng mas malaking pera. Pero, those are just like chismis. Pero may isa pa akong gusto i-share sa inyo na dito ko lang din nakita guys kasi kailangan nyo mag-obsess sa isang bagay para mas maintindihan nyo siya. So, meron din tayo tinatawag na private banks na nabasa ko lang din. So, nilagay ko siya dito sa notepad natin. Sabi, private bank expand securities-based lending against BTC ETF shares. Isipin nyo yan ha. Pero this is rumor, guys. Rumor lang to sa Reddit. Kinuha ko lang siya. Hindi ko na mahanap yung link kasi pag nagsa-search ako, naka-incognito para hindi nasisira yung SEO natin. Pero risk committees that also bulk at coins sign off on ETF share collateral with tighter haircuts and custody SLAs. So, i-explain ko to sa inyo, huwag kayong mag-alala. So, that lets the UHNW clients keep exposure while borrowing or other traders or taxes. Yan. So, leverage against regulated wrappers, okay, is how quiet accumulation scales without moving spot on day one. So, ganito ko siya naintindihan, guys. Okay, kasi syempre, sinerch ko siya, humingi akong tulong din sa ChatGPT or sa mga AI, etc. How I understand it is, yung mga sobrang mayayaman, okay, pinapautang na ng mga private banks gamit ang BTC or ETF bilang pantubos. Okay, so, pwede silang mangutang habang hawak pa rin nila yung BTC exposure nila. So, dito ko lang medyo natatakot sa bull run na to. Okay? Kasi kung bakit bumabagal tayo at hindi talaga tayo makausad at talagang liquidity inject na lang ang talaga magpapapump ng market na to 180, 200, 300, 400 or whatever price you want. Okay? It's because of this rigged system na tinatawag na, okay, probably we're at the top market, magpapahiram sila ng pera o kunyari ako, ayoko ibenta yung BTC ko, ayoko ibalik sa market. Ang gagawin ko is magbaborrow against ako doon sa pera or sa value ng BTC at that moment at $121,000. So, papahiramin nila ako 40% or 30% of that total amount, sabihin natin. So, give or take, sabihin natin, 30,000 yung ibibigay nila sa akin. Gagamitin ko yung 30,000 na yun pang short ng market. Okay? So, this is the reason why ang laki ng mga liquidation na nangyayari sa market. Kasi ayaw nilang manalo yung borrow na yun. So that they can take that BTC ETF. Again, this is a speculation or rumors lang to ha. That's how I understand this stake in the market. So, pwede silang mangutang tulad ng sinabi ko habang hawak pa rin nila yung BTC exposures nila. So, ginagawa ito para makadagdag ng BTC nang hindi halata sa market. Okay, so this is another leeway or shortcut or backdoor na tinatawag. So, but the question is, what are the probabilities na manalo sila sa short, sa long, especially if, sabihin natin, okay, katulad niyan, merong mga insider na talagang uubusin nila yung mga ganitong wallets. Hindi naman sobrang laki yung 30,000, no? Kunyari lang, kung 1 BTC lang yung iba-borrow against mo, diba? That is still the point. Okay? Ang point ko dito is hindi sa atin tong market na to. We are at the mercy of the industry or yung tinatawag na institutional markets. Yung mga gustong mag-build, the tinatawag na the free thinkers or yung marami silang naiisip na para i-push yung humanity into evolution. Okay? Because they don't care about money. But they don't want the money to be transferred because money is power. Kung nagigets nyo yun. So, if this will be transferred to the wrong hands, it will be a total chaos. That's how the super rich people believe. Okay? So, that is the reason why they're doing this. Not because they want to, okay, they want the money like as if they are greedy. It's because they want to control the power and to limit the power and not to give it to most of the people who has a very dangerous mindset, kumbaga. Pero again, tulad na sinabi ko sa inyo guys, the document, isi-share ko na lang siya dito sa live kasi may sinisinat ako ngayon eh. Halata naman yata sa boses ko, para akong may sipon. Pero yun lang, sasabihin ko sa inyo guys, pero chismis lang ang lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, stay awesome. Goodbye guys. Thank you so much again and have a great weekend.
Also, beer nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong mission na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong puso at kadwa.